There are a lot of changes happening in the industry now, so the world in 2025 will look significantly different to 2020. We are seeing a lot of adoption, learning from the strategies that the cellular world has followed in the past, and also adoption of some of the standards. So going forward, there's a lot of interest in using some of the 5G radio standards for use with communicating with the satellite, the air link with the satellite, and also looking at how we coordinate systems on the ground, adopting standards that can interoperate with a lot of existing terrestrial systems. So there's a whole area of connectivity, interconnectivity with existing terrestrial systems that will make life very interesting in the future. With those changes coming in, satellite becomes yet another transport within the whole world of telecommunications. It loses the status that it had previously of being a specialized technology, difficult to use at times, expensive, and it becomes another tool in the toolkit of telecommunications as a whole, and that opens it up to people that previously customers and markets previously that would not have considered satellite communications as being too difficult, not for me. But satellite communication does have a lot of benefits, particularly when you're trying to reach parts of the world that are hard to reach in remote locations, or you need to do it quickly. And so it'll open up that capability to many new markets who won't need to think about satellite. They will just need to think about procuring a link from A to B with particular characteristics and being able to make use of this new interesting communication technology for them. It certainly doesn't come for free in terms of effort. There are technologies that will need to change both on the ground and in space, on the satellite. The world of software-defined satellites is advancing very well. On the ground systems, I mentioned that we're adopting lots of existing open standards, but work is required to do that adoption, to bring it in. And Kratos is working hard in that area. So Kratos is using its open space system, which provides adopts many of those open standards, and will make life easier for those customers to then be able to interoperate using those standards. For example, the Metro Ethernet Forum published many standards for the task of setting up so-called Metro Ethernet or carrier Ethernet connections between 2 points with particular characteristics and quality of service data coming back. And Kratos fully adopts that Metro Ethernet Forum standard. So customers going forward will be able to use standards that they recognize, that they're familiar with. It does open market opportunities, particularly those service providers that also hadn't considered using space and satellite before. Those service providers can now interoperate with their colleagues in the industries much more easily and be able to connect their service to that remote location using a partner that talks the same language as them, the same standards as they do. The other thing that will change is that this all needs to happen much more quickly. Gone are the traditional days of satellite communications of a new service taking many days to initiate, with an engineer running around with lots of cable and replugging everything. That now needs to happen in seconds, and for that you need software-defined ground solutions that can reconfigure, can orchestrate to provide those services in an automated fashion and a very rapid fashion. So we will see services being put up and taken back down again in matters of seconds and minutes, and lasting for just seconds and minutes, rather than it being such a big engineering job to go and set that out. So a lot of work to do, but a lot of interoperability is on the horizon, just as we have seen in the cellular industry.